Well, hi. I'm taking a afternoon walk. I've taken a break a bit. I've taken a 2 weeks break because there was some kind of a scare. I had a scare that maybe cancer had come back, and I was under several investigations, especially because of something that had been seen on my spine, like really my spine no had been seen on my shoulders up there, and later on my skull, on my head. So yeah, that's why I took a break. But let me allow you to see my urgent appointment at the hospital for the scans, and then I will come back and tell you what happened next after that. Hey guys, it's morning here. Thursday morning, 6:50 a.m. I have an appointment at 7 a.m. At the hospital here, MD Anderson. Things have changed. Not really, I wouldn't say changed for the bad, but I had another doctor, a neurosurgeon, look at my MRI, which was looked at by 4 other doctors before, and they said everything was fine. A neurosurgeon looked at it and saw something else, and so they've asked me to come for PET scan. PET scan is clearer to look at what the neurosurgeon is talking about. And so yesterday I was so stressed. I was scared. I was crying. But I just prayed. I attended a meeting, a fellowship, and I've woken up really strong. So I want to head in there and get this PET scan done. I have my good friend Mother Pam home with the children, and yeah, she came to keep them busy, because when they wake up, they don't see their mother, and when they went to sleep, I was stressed. I was sleeping. They did not even have prayer with me. So at least I have my friend there who will make them not think so much. So yeah, I'm heading there right now. So guys, I'm here. I was the first patient for PET scan. Remember, I was telling you the doctor wanted to take out my pot, right? This pot, and I refused. You see, today it helped. They tried to find a vein. They could not find any. They ended up accessing the pot, so they used it. If the doctor had taken it out, they could not have used it. It was going to be very painful. That's why, sincerely, I insist they just leave that pot for 5 years, God willing. Yeah, so I was waiting for 1 hour. They injected something that goes to my head to my toes, so that when they take me in for a PET scan, which is like just 12 minutes, like a picture, then they will be able to see, to follow everywhere where the thing they gave me to drink is. Yeah. So I've been waiting here they injected it at 7:40, and so I wait for 1 hour. They're coming for me at 8:40. So I have about 30 minutes. I should not talk much, so just updating, and then I will talk to you after the scan. So I'll go back and take a nap a bit, because 30 minutes will go so fast. They will come and call me after that time. So yeah, crossing my fingers, praying. Life is a puzzle. whatever the result is. Whatever it is, we'll see, and I'll see what to do from there. Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you when it's done. So on that day that you saw there, I had actually gone for a PET scan. I'd gone for a PET scan. So this is what happened. I was having this backache and shoulder, my shoulder burning and headaches that were not going away. So I went in to see my doctor, my primary care doctor, and he told me to go for, he ordered for me an MRI and CT scan, right? So CT scan of my belly area, and then MRI of my back and to shoulder. So this is, wait a minute, this is my daughter's school. This is my daughter's school. So I've walked really far. And right across from her school, there's a high school. Yeah, so let me give you some glimpse of the neighborhood. There's a high school there. That's a private high school, not a public high school. Yeah. So anyway, I went in for the MRI and the PET scan and the CT scan, and later on my doctor told me, oh, they found this and that, nothing really serious, you're just scared for nothing. So he sent me to a neurosurgeon to see if he can look closer to what they were seeing on my lumbar area of the spine, that some discs were pressing on the spine supposedly. So I went to the neurosurgeon, and the day I went to the neurosurgeon, it was 3 days after my appointment with my oncologist. Okay, and my oncologist had told me, hey, everything is fine, see you in July. And I was like, oh, July I'll be in Kenya, so please make that appointment earlier. So I go into the neurosurgeon, he tells me, there's nothing wrong with your back. Everything on your back are things that happen to people when they're aging. I'm aging, man, I'm telling you. I'm approaching my 40s. In fact, I'm still very far from my 40. I'm 3 years from my 40. But anyway, so the neurosurgeon tells me that there's really nothing wrong with my back. I think I should now climb up here so that the cars don't hit me. And he told me that instead, because there's nothing wrong with my spine, but he's seeing some stuff on my shoulder, the place where I was telling them I was feeling some burning, right? So he tells me he's sending me back to my oncologist. What? Oncologist back? And he says he wants them to do a PET scan of my whole body. Oh my. I cried. And that is the point where I called all my family. As in, I'm that sibling who, I'm that person who will not carry a burden on. I won't carry a burden by myself, right? I have to involve the whole family. The whole family has to know what's happening. So I called them on Zoom and I was crying. My brother, actually, at the doctor's appointment, my family was with me. My family has been with me on all my appointments. My appointments with my cancer doctor and any other specialist that I have to see, because they help me to decide and to listen, because sometimes when I'm listening, I get so emotional and I cry, so I won't be able to hear everything that the doctor is saying. So anyway, the neurosurgeon calls my oncologist, and my oncologist calls me even before I leave the parking, and she tells me that that was Thursday last week is when I was seeing the neurosurgeon, and then neurosurgeon calls oncologist called me that very Thursday, and my appointment for PET scan was scheduled for Friday morning at 7 a.m. That was how serious it was. Friday morning at 7 a.m. So I'm here at the junction. See the vehicles passing. And by the way, that's my church, That's where I go to church, Champion Forest. My church is a walking distance. Like right now, spring is here and summer is coming. I'll be able to walk to church. Sometimes I walk. We have meetings on Wednesdays. I just walk to church. Yeah. So anyway, my my oncologist calls me and schedules the appointment. I go in on Friday morning at 7 for the PET scan. So that day that I was speaking there, on the video you just watched, I was getting ready for the PET scan. So they do the PET scan, and then my oncologist calls me that very day at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. I was there with my friend, Mother Pam. She's also a survivor. Mother Pam, I love you so much. And Mother Pam was there to help me receive that phone call, because that phone call is not so easy to receive. And I would really advise any cancer survivor or someone battling cancer, right? Reach out. I never wanted to be like in groups of cancer survivors or patients, because I was like, oh, that will make me emotional. What if someone dies who is a member of the group? I'll be a wreck and all that. I've realized that is the best place to be. Those are the best people to be close to, because they understand the journey, So Mother Pam was there to help me wait for the doctor's call, and the doctor called and she says, okay, we are not seeing any cancer in your body. However, we are seeing some strange activity of the muscles of the right and left shoulder, and that is where the neurosurgeon was seeing. And then we are also seeing, listen to this, we are also seeing a shadow on your skull. A shadow on my skull? I was like, no. At my 37 years, this is too much for me. This is just too much for me. I can't take this anymore. And you see, so what happened is, after that, she told me that she wanted me to go for an MRI now, an MRI of the brain to look at the shadow in the skull, and also go for an MRI of the shoulders to look at them closely. And that was Friday at 1 p.m. And that very day at 9 p.m. in the night, I went very far, almost 1 hour, for an MRI of the brain. And then the following day, which was Saturday, at 1 p.m., I went in for MRI of the shoulder. And then my doctor called me on Monday morning. Oh, that call, I was so scared. I was so scared of picking it. And I remember the first thing I asked her, hey, doc, I am home alone with 2 little kids. Is it news that I can receive by myself? And she said, absolutely. And she told me, the MRIs, nothing is wrong. You're fine. You know what? I was just screaming and thanking God and all that. I'm just so grateful to God for everything that He's done, for everything. So far, He's kept me, and I was so happy to know that everything is clear. Then I realized maybe I'm just overworking myself. Maybe I'm just cooking so many chapatis. Maybe I'm just doing a lot of work, childcare and what have you. So I've relaxed a bit. So I got back to start my exercise again, because they asked me to go slow as they were investigating what was happening on my back. So now I'm back on track, and the weather is so good. Spring is here, summer will be following, so it's so nice to work out. I just say I should not reduce any more kilos, because I'm so tiny. Look at me. I'm so tiny. I'm so small. So anyway, that is what happened. So I'm about to start heading back home to now go take lunch. Now I don't do the early morning. What I do is I work out 2 hours after eating something, and maybe an hour before I eat lunch. So at least my belly is still empty, but not so empty as early morning, because the early morning one, it really sheds off my weight. And I think I've reached where I really want to be, so I don't want to shed off even more. Yeah, so I want to take a few pictures here, then I start heading back home. So I hope that you have enjoyed the video and you're happy with me with the news, and you continue praying for me and praying for other sick people who are sick or ill in one way or another. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click subscribe and like my video. And I'll be back. Let me head back home. Bye.